an organised crime gang who stole phones worth nearly £250,000 in a 3-month reign of terror over London's EE stores have been jailed. Shop staff were left traumatised and in fear of their safety after groups of hooded and masked young men stormed into their stores and forced them to open the safes. The thieves threatened to stab one worker in the neck if he did not comply with their wishes, Kingston Crown Court heard. The Metropolitan Police recovered clues at the scenes of the raids, including dropped latex gloves covered in DNA, and put the robbery gang under surveillance. Some of the gang members were caught in a car fleeing the scene with a robbery kit of gloves, masks and balaclavas still in the getaway vehicle. Others were caught red-handed inside an EE store as they attempted to force staff to open the safe. The court heard the thieves targeted EE stores across London with 41,000 of goods stolen from the Holloway Road branch, £42,000 of handsets taken in Eltham, a £53,000 phone raid on Chiswick High Street, and 46,000 stolen in Notting Hill Gate, and a 55,000 raid in Putney. Other attempted robberies were thwarted when the gang turned up after staff had closed the shop. Brave workers managed to press a panic alarm, and in one instance when a staffer collapsed with a panic attack as the robbery unfolded. In one attempted raid, the gang were scared off because police officers happened to be nearby dealing with a shoplifter. Judge Simon Eppenstall jailed 9 members of the gang who had all taken part in multiple robberies. They demanded the keys to the staff office, and one shouted at him, "Open the effing door. It's going to get long for you. I'm going to stab you in your throat." "This incident has left me feeling shocked and overall frightened," said Mr. Alley. "People nowadays are being stabbed over mobile phones, and this is exactly what was going on through my mind." Amelia Braddon, an EE worker in Holloway Road, said this was the second robbery she had fallen victim to. Masked men stormed the shop just before closing time, using threats to get access to the safe to steal rucksacks full of phones. "I had a genuine belief that if my male colleagues had not intervened, and if the robbers did not get access to the safe, they would seriously hurt my colleagues," and she said. One of the thieves shouted, "If you comply, no one will get hurt," as they forced staff to open the stockroom at the Notting Hill Gate branch on EE on October the 29th last year. In the first, the thief used a pin to enter the storeroom. One of the staff members was grabbed on the arm but managed to break free to flee and ring 999. The court heard the robbers were heard shouting aboard before fleeing with handsets worth just under £2,000. On the day of the raid, police tracked a convoy of cars from Dartford to Kilburn, and they swooped when the robbers were in the store, forcing a staff member to open the safe. This case relates to a linked series of back-office robberies and attempted robberies of phone shops committed by an organised crime group across the period from the 2nd of September to the 19th of November 2024, said prosecutor David Markham. An investigation uncovered the involvement of a combination of these defendants in at least 13 offences, with a total loss to the victim company approaching $250,000. The group primarily targeted EE stores, and the stock stolen was predominantly Apple products. The modus operandi involves the robbers entering shops and heading directly to the back of office areas. They subdued staff by the threat of violence created by a sheer weight of numbers of assailants, and occasionally by verbal demands, with the intimidation that one or more of them had a weapon concealed about their person. They told staff if they offered no resistance, they would be unarmed. Staff were forced to open safes, which contained significant stock of high value. The court said 2 robbers were generally deployed at the back of the stores to load bags with stolen phones. The other 2 were on the shop floor, subduing customers and staff, or acting as a lookout at the front door. Detective Constable Stephen O'Connell, who led the investigation from the Met's flying squad, said, "This case shows the Met's continued determination to tackle organised phone theft and robbery. Officers use forensic and digital techniques to identify and arrest those responsible and bring them to justice. We know how much distress these crimes cause to staff and the impact on businesses. We're dismantling criminal networks at every level, from street-level thieves to organised crime groups, and the police will continue to work with the retail and industry partners to identify and arrest offenders." Alex Towers, Director of Policy and Public Affairs at BE Group, thanked police for catching the gang and said, "We take the safety and well-being of our employees and customers extremely seriously and have long collaborated with law enforcement on cases like this. Please like this video, please comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you."